Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here with another review for P Valley. As you guys know, this is the flagship season, season 1. We are on to the 6th of the 8 episodes in this season. That's right, we only have 2 more episodes to go. If you guys did not see my review for P Valley, we sort of talk about the ensuing episodes, this one and the 2 remaining in last week's episode, just to sort of get us excited and build us up for what is to come in this season. Now, thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel, whether it's from P Valley or from Greenleaf, or from Real Housewives of Potomac. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. I really, really appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, don't forget to hit your notification bell. Don't forget to hit the all, okay, on your notification bell so you get notified about the community posts that I put out. A lot of times I'll put out community posts and we'll have conversations there, as well as new uploads that I put out. All right, let's get into P Valley, you guys. Listen, this episode is called Legacy. And you guys remember I talked about the fact that Mayor Ruffin has on more than one occasion referenced the term legacy as well as Clifford. Really, this episode for me shines bright in regards to Clifford and his legacy, because we get to meet the grandmother of Clifford, who is played by Loretta Devine, and we get to learn a lot of back history, and we're finding that through each one of the characters, they sort of reference Clifford. They sort of reference his position in the town, his family's legacy in the town, his legacy in each one of their lives in Chucalissa. And so he really is the star of this episode, is Clifford, okay? Now, let's first start out with Mercedes. Now, Mercedes and Autumn are like Thelma and Louise, okay? They are running from uh, MoneyGram to MoneyGram to Western Union, baby, and they are having a good time. I'm talking about outfits. I'm talking about now later color wigs. Anybody know what now laters are? You know what I'm saying? The candy comes in many, many colors and many, many flavors, and that's the kind of wigs they was wearing. Many, many colors and many, many flavors, baby. And they show them standing at one Western Union place, and Mercedes is and Autumn both, they eating real old school. They snacking real old school, which is a peppermint stick inside of a dill pickle, and then Autumn is eating a Chico stick, right? That's old school candy lady, ghetto country way of eating, doing things. You know what I'm saying? By the time you get home, that tongue be red, ring of your mouth be white because you done ate Funyuns and ate a dill pickle. I can't really pop like I used to, child, you know, because I'm saved now. Hallelujah. Okay, so she and Autumn are handling their business. You know, they're working the plan. Point by point by point, they're going to getting this money and getting this money up and collecting this money up, and stacking it. And she's getting paid. Just like Autumn told her she was going to get her this money, she's giving her this money, right? For helping her out and working with her. And Mercedes, likewise, is working with Maine. She got Maine giving her IDs like she promised. He coming through on what he's supposed to be doing, and it seems like it's gonna be successful what they're doing. It seems like they're able to work together. The more they rip and run together, the closer they get. And Autumn takes Mercedes by the tennis court. Well, Tarika is on the tennis court. Now, let me just say this. You know, we've had our conversations about Mercedes' age and juxtaposed to Tarika's age. And, um, you know, that whole dynamic, like what are their ages now? When we see Tarika on the tennis court, she looked like a young girl playing tennis. And this is what's so beautiful about melanated people. She looks like a young girl on the tennis court. She's moving, she's awkward like a young girl on the tennis court. And there's a gate up. The court is gated, and Shell is on the court, and she's trying to sort of encourage Tarika, and she gets distracted and starts talking to some of the mothers behind her. And at the gate is Mercedes. And Mercedes is so glad to see Tarika. Like, they almost got me. They almost got me in here, in this area right here, when they got to talking. And then Tarika is like, you should have thought about that. You say that every time. In this moment, she seems older. In this moment where she's expressing anger and being upset with the fact that Mercedes has been on TV, but she ain't been by to see her, and she ain't dancing no more, and I don't want to dance no more. I didn't want to dance no way. And she was like, but Terica, you love to dance. No, I was only dancing so I could see you. And it's a moment. It's a moment for Mercedes, because she get in the dance studio not only so that she could seem like a viable citizen. Um, she's doing the dance studio because she thought Terica wanted to dance too, and I don't know that she's necessarily wrong about that, but in this moment, Terica is not giving. She's not giving. She's feeling pain and hurt, and she wants to give that to Mercedes. She is a child. She's no concept that her mom is tortured. Is tortured by the fact that she's got a baby there, and she does not get to live with her, get to see her. And Autumn is watching all of this from the car, so she sees it all. At the same time, we see Shell spots that it's Mercedes at the gate, and she come walking over. Now, I thought to myself, why are they making Shell look so? She looked like the lady on Good Times, on that Good Times painting. You know, the one that's sitting on the edge of the bed. That's how she looked. She had them low pendulous breasts and that weird kind of body. I was like, the costuming, the casting is just wonderful, because Shell is supposed to be just slightly older, you know, quite a bit older than Mercedes. And so she comes over, and she sends Tarika on back over to finish with her tennis lesson. And she starts in on Mercedes. Why are you here? Everybody seeing your picture on the news. You out here scratching and surviving and things, and on the news instead of doing what's right. I was right for pulling this baby out of dance. And she was saying, I'm doing all this to try to get her back. No. Now everything goes through me. Everything goes through me. And until I look at you and I deem that it's okay for her to be with you, that it's safe for her to be with you, she ain't going nowhere. The judge is going to listen to me. And she referenced her husband, the one that was messing around with Mercedes. And she talks about how she burnt him up. You know, she had him cremated. He ain't got no say so. She the only one with say so. And Mercedes is looking at her because she right. She's right. She pisses Shell off. it's gonna be harder for her to get Tarika. And Shell is with Tarika 24/7, so she could also drag Mercedes' name to Tarika. And it's a hard moment for her. It's a hard moment for her because she's just trying to do what's right. And it may look wrong to people on the outside, but she really is trying her best to do what's right about her daughter. So later we get to see Mercedes in the diner with Autumn, and they're having a lovely breakfast and counting their money out and divvying up, and just shooting the ish like people do, you know, and you know, uh, Autumn want the combination to Mercedes locker since she not going back, and Mercedes was like, "You dumb as heck if you trying to keep your money in a locker," and Autumn was like, "As dumb as you trying to save your money in a church." And she was like, point taken. And then Autumn just tries to impart to her about how to save your money, how to grow your money, do Bitcoin and offshore accounts and that type of thing. It's all foreign to Mercedes because Mercedes is ignorant, okay? And listen, there is a difference in being ignorant and being dumb, or being ignorant and being stupid, right? Because ignorance means you just don't know. These are not the things that she was taught. I dare say they're not things that a lot of us were taught. One, Bitcoin for the most part is fairly new. I would say within the last 8 to 10 years, we started sort of talking about Bitcoin. But in terms of just saving your money, and how to spend your money wisely, how to grow your money. A lot of us, especially as melanated people, weren't taught that. We weren't taught these things. We weren't taught banking skills. We weren't taught about interest payments and that type of thing. So, what Autumn is spitting to her is facts, it's knowledge, right? But it is, in a way, I won't say it's over Mercedes' head, because Mercedes can flip this knowledge and parlay this knowledge, and before you know it, she'll be the head of the bank somewhere, or she'll own her own bank somewhere. She's got the wherewithal and the tenacity. Um, but a lot of us have to realize knowing money is more than just about how to count it. A lot of it is about growing it. But in this moment, she's sort of cracking jokes, and because it's all foreign to her, because she doesn't understand, and it breaks one of our number one rules, which is don't take your eyes off your money. She doesn't realize that you can keep your eyes on your money and your money not be under the mattress. You know what I'm saying? It might not be in a shoebox. You can keep your eye on your money by keeping the numbers. Although the things that Autumn is doing in order to get this money out of Montavious Hill's account, I guess, makes it all moot, because even digitally, somebody can get you for your papers, right? But anyway, it's a moment. It's a moment where this friendship um, stops becoming this thing where someone is taking, and Autumn is giving. Autumn is giving in this moment. She's imparting knowledge, which is invaluable. Also in this moment, we get to see Andre in the diner. Andre comes in, and Mercedes notices that she's looking at Andre, and Autumn's looking at Andre, and Andre's looking at her, and she is like, y'all don't go together no more. And Autumn is like, no, not no more. But when they get ready to get the bill and get out of there, Autumn and Mercedes both realize that the bill has been paid for by Andre. And Mercedes is very impressed. Like, finesse that guy with your eyes, you know. And it's in this moment I kind of realize, I kind of let my guard down a little bit about Autumn. I'm suspect of Autumn. I'm suspect of Autumn because, once again, let me repeat, Autumn has no investment in this town. There's nothing for her in this town. She didn't grow up in this town. This is just a means to an end for her, where we learn from Mercedes When they get back to the house and she's gotten the IDs from Maine, and her and Autumn are kind of shooting the breeze and chit chatting and talking and laughing like old friends. You know what I'm saying? Good girlfriends. Autumn want to use the bathroom, and Autumn go to use the bathroom, but instead she make a wrong turn into Rika's room. And when she get into Rika's room, and you know the room is set up real cute. You know what I'm saying? Real cute. And you know, Mercedes is like, I know you can follow directions. I told you the bathroom was here. And she was like, but what you think about the room though? And Autumn was like, it's very nice. It's very nice. And so in this moment of vulnerability, we get to see Mercedes sit on the side of the bed and pull a pillow off the bed, and she kind of hugs it a little bit, and she's just thinking, she's talking out loud to Autumn, but it is this range of emotions from having been in jail and from having seen her daughter, and sort of had the fact that she's in jail and all over the news, and she don't have custody, she don't have no rights, and she can't rage against the machine because the machine will shut down altogether and she'll never see her child again, possibly. It brings it up, and now she's in this place where she feels comfortable enough to talk with Autumn about her daughter. Even though, again, like I said, she's talking to Autumn, she's talking to herself. She's talking out of her own hopes and ambitions, and wishes and dreams for everything she wants for herself, which is to have her daughter there with her. She tells us that she's waited 7 years for her daughter to come and live with her full time. And she tells us that that's the reason she never left Chuckalisa. That was my question. I was like, why stay there? Why stay there if your mama ain't no good? All this, that, and the third. This is the reason why she never left. She could make more money in Atlanta or surrounding states. She can make way more money in the strip clubs, but she's already feels so far away from Tarika, and Tarika's in the same town with her. It was a beautiful scene, and Autumn is crying, and she tells her, she said, at least you still have your daughter, at least your daughter's still alive. And she gets up and she walks out and goes on to the bathroom in tears. It was really a good moment, and I think it was sort of a defining moment for the Autumn and Mercedes character. We also learned in this moment that Autumn's daughter, who was lost, we don't know how she was lost yet, but we know that Autumn's real name is Haley. And we know now that she chose the name Autumn because that was her daughter's name, or that is her daughter's name. So really good scene, really good moment. For me, this episode was a defining moment for the Mercedes character. Let's talk about Clifford. Now, when we get to see Clifford, the scene opens with some old school music from an old school record player, baby. And we get to see Miss Loretta Devine, honey, dancing around the living area of the home. And we go upstairs and we see Clifford, child. Clifford is in the bed, looking gorgeous as usual, child. Looking like old Scarlett O'Hara, like he has just taken to his bed, honey. And he has got one hand here and another hand here, and it's holding that foreclosure notice, child. He is laying in that bed in the midst of worry and fret, just trying to figure out what is he gonna do about this foreclosure that's coming up real soon. At the same time that he is worrying, he is fretting, he gets a text from Murda. And Lil Murda is telling him that he handled the whole Mississippi. I saw mommy kissing Mr. Claus situation. And first thing Clifford thinks is that he killed her. Which y'all know, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, he gonna snap her neck. Because y'all know Mississippi tell everything. She can't hold water. And he tells him no, he took care of it, but never mind all that. Answer my question. When you gonna let me take you out? Like, where you wanna go, boo? And boy, I tell you, Clifford fell back on that bed, baby. Oh, and just started daydreaming, child, and thinking about his man. I was like, ooh, child, if this ain't Saturday morning, 1982, child. No, you got to get up and clean the house for your mama come in there acting all crazy and stuff. But just for a few minutes, child, just for a few minutes, you feel more beautiful and more loved and more wonderful and more grown up than anything else, honey. It was very, very cute. And so then we see him sort of tiptoe downstairs. And at first I thought, oh, he's afraid. He's afraid of her. He don't want her to see him, or he don't want her to know that he around. Like he trying to sneak around her. Um, and I thought, oh, is she mean? And she down there dancing, and he trying to make his way around him. She was like, what? Where is you trying to go, fool? You know what I'm saying? I go left, you go left. I go right, you go right. Where is you going? And I was like, oh, she is mean. But no, she's blind. Come to find out, Clifford lives with his grandmother. And she used to be the former owner when it was Ernestine's, okay? We also find out that she used to strip too. You know what I'm saying? She used to get her money out the mud, you know what I'm saying, and off her knees like a lot of girls did. Um Eking and surviving, right? And she's like, come dance with your grandmother. And they dance is so cute. It's lovely. It's quite lovely, actually. Quite lovely. Just they do this sort of coordinated, this ebb and flow type dance, in and out and swaying and twirling. It's quite lovely. And he starts to tell her about the paint, about what's going on down in the paint, about the fact that they're gonna foreclose on it, about the fact that she done took out so many loans, payday loans, and all of this stuff, that it's all coming down on him now. And she said, I signed some things I should not have signed. The money wasn't all bad, but we paying for it now, right? And she's sorry about that, but what can she do about it? And he's still left with the same conundrum, even though he loves his grandmother and he loves the Pynk. It's still a conundrum. It's still a situation that he's got to get out of. She lets him know she made him some neck bone soup. Now let me tell you something, okay? If you ain't never had neck bone soup, oh, you missing out. Oh, you missing out. And get you a piece of bread to sop it up. To sop it up. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's good eating. At the same time, the phone keep buzzing, and she's telling him, you need to bring him by. And he was like, mind your business, Granny. Mind your business, okay? You don't need to be worried about what Clifford got in his phone. And she was like, uh-huh. All I'm saying is, you need to bring him back so I can meet him. And it's an idea, because Murda is blowing his phone up because he want to go out. I'm serious. Like, Murda's nose is wide open. Later on, we see where Clifford does invite Murda over, and this is their date, essentially. And his big mama there, and she telling all the stories, and this is where we find out that the Pynk is one of the last standing places. Whether it was one of many that was sort of along the Mississippi River and all up and through flood or by flame. She says they all disappeared except for the Pynk. And she thinks it's because the Pynk is in the most pivotal place possible, which is next to the levee. And it's right on the river. It's this defining moment that even though the Pynk is considered to be this really lowly place, and Mayor Ruffin keeps referring to it as this grimy hole and pit, it is actually the pearl. Okay, it's actually the giant golden nugget of Chuckalisa. It's the pearl of Chuckalisa. Where it sits, the property that it sits on is prime real estate. And let Big Mama, Big Mama Clifford tell it, okay, it's blessed ground. Okay, it's blessed ground because they are the only one that still stands. All right. And so it's also in this moment we get to see where um, Murder is definitely falling for Clifford. Now let's just talk about Clifford in this scene. Okay, this I think is the most beautiful I think we've ever seen Clifford look thus far. He is giving us mahogany, okay? He's giving us Diana Ross mahogany, okay? He is giving us old school black and white Jill Scott, baby, with that hair tight back. And then this massive, massive, wavy mound of bush, baby. Bush! He's giving us gorgeous bush. Ooh, you got this old sateen type of gown on. I say, Clifford, if you don't run through this mugger dugger with it, set these girls on fire. Why don't you? It's a date. It's a date, boo. And when your date come through, your lips need to be popping. Okay, your skin need to be bling, glowing, and your hair need to be what? Flowing. Okay? Giving it to us. Loretta Devine did an excellent job in this scene. Excellent, excellent job in this episode. Okay? And she co-signs on Murder. She thinks Murder is great. She loves everything about Murder. Okay? All right. Now at the same time, we get to see Clifford go down to the nail parlor, you know, and he's talking in Mandarin to the lady that's doing his nails. Now, everybody knows Clifford. We saw him last week with the sheriff. He's got a particular relationship with the sheriff. We saw him down at the barber shop. You know, everybody knows Clifford. And we get to see Eloise, who Clifford has found out through his nail lady, has a 5 p.m. appointment, right? And so he's sitting there waiting on Eloise. Now, in case you don't know who Eloise is the assistant to Mayor Ruffin. Okay, and we find out that Eloise is his first graduate, meaning she worked down there at the Pynk, okay? I don't know if she was just stripping and also selling the stripper clothes and the wares and the foods, you know, like the lady that's down there in the locker room now. I think Eloise was the person that had that job first. And she graduated and moved on. And now she works in the business sector. And he just reminds her that she was one of his first graduates. And he reminds her that she was eking and surviving and grinding it out and getting it out of the mud down there at the Pynk herself. And he reminds her that she owes him. She owes him big time. And if there's any tea, hot, cold, or lukewarm, he needs to get a sip of it first. Okay? Okay? And it brings it right on back home for Eloise. Okay? Don't forget, Eloise. Please don't forget from whence you came, darling. And please do not forget, okay, for who brought you this far. Huh? Don't forget. Don't forget. Okay, so later on we get to see Clifford down in the club after he had his date with Lil Murda and grandmother. And Eloise is down there. She is, hey girl, I ain't seen you in a long time. Okay, girl, you a big wig now. You doing your thing. I know that ain't Eloise. I was like, now that's so wonderful. They calling her Eloise instead of calling her by her stripper name and stuff. So maybe she wasn't a stripper. Well, she got tea for Clifford. So she sees him in the back and she lets him know that they talk around her like she wallpaper. But she don't mind being wallpaper because she know what's going on down there, right? And she lets him know that they trying to slide. that the Cowboys, Kyle boys, Corbin's brothers, sit on the board, and they trying to slide in this casino. It's an ordinance that allows them to bring the casino in without a vote. Okay, it's a loophole, and they playing it. Mayor Ruffin, mostly the Cowboys. Okay, but Mayor Ruffin is the mule in which they riding it in on him and Andre. And so she tells him that she found out that if someone starts a petition and they get enough signatures, they can force the council to let the people of Chucalissa, okay, vote on whether they want a casino or not. So everything has to halt until there is a vote, okay, by the people of Chucalissa. Now it's a situation because, like they say, black people don't vote and white people vote for the wrong white people. Okay, it's a poignant joke at the right time in history, if you know what I mean. But like Eloise said, Mayor Ruffin is the mayor of Chucalissa, okay? But Clifford is the mayor of Pussy Valley. Okay. And then we see him do what I consider to be the dumbest thing ever, and that's getting that devil. Okay. We see where he bailed the devil out of jail, and that's Patrice. Because one thing he know for sure, while he trying to save the Pynk and get his money up and get his ducks in a row, he feel like Patrice is the one to go out and get this petition done and get these signatures in, and so he can force a vote. So he got her out of jail. She owe him now, and he's gonna get her to run this petition. All I can say about this Clifford is know where your wallet is, know where your car keys is, and keep her on the front porch. I wouldn't let her inside my home. Not never. Not never ever. Meet me down at the Chevron. Don't come here. Don't ever come here, Patrice. Okay? Okay, let's talk about Mississippi. Okay? Mississippi is still defying gravity on the pole, and she is also defying all of the suppositions and stereotypes we had about her being a big mouth, because she's sitting there looking pretty as the picture down at the corner store, and Lil Murda walk up, and she like, you late. And he was like, listen, if you think you finna blackmail me, you is not finna blackmail me. She was like, what is you talking about? Just because what you saw, you didn't see what you thought you saw. She was like, what are you talking about? I said, that's it, ma'am. That's what you do. That's how you mind your business. We ain't even got to talk about what it is you think you might have seen. Okay? Or what it is you even think I may or may not have seen. Okay? We ain't even got to talk about it. We ain't got to bring it up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know about it. Okay? Mom's the word. And that is how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You's a girl after MizHoney's heart. You know what they say, mind your business. Mind your business, okay? And her business is getting put on. She wants to be the new headliner down at the Pynk. And she loves the way that Lil Murda song has accompanied her dance. How she has just soared over social media, how many new followers she's gotten. She lets him know how many people are listening to the music. Everybody's talking about it. It's a bop. And he was like, okay, let me send this over to this dude over here. And she was like, why are you sending it to this dude? It's about you, putting you on. Evidently, he ain't much of a manager. The song been out for more than a week now. And he's not making no moves to get you put on. You need to be on social media. You need to be on Twitter. Like, you don't have no followers. You don't have the song under your social media captioned. Like what is you doing? And this is a way we can help each other. Like, I can put you on and be your beard, basically. And you can keep bringing me this good music to dance to, and we can do sort of like a branding deal. We can work together. and I blow up and you blow up. He was like, man, look at my glow up right now. She was like, calm down, dude. You ain't got but 2 followers on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? On IG, the people don't even know you. Okay, you need to listen to what I'm telling you. Get your weight up. Get this music out here. Let me dance to it, and me and you both can get put on. And she just, lets him know, and he notices, cause y'all know Murda is the thug with a heart. Okay, um, um, he into this music game. He got gold tops and gold bottoms, but he noticed them bruises on her wrist. He noticed them fresh bruises on her face, and he wondering, is this gonna be okay for you? Are you sure that this is something you want to do? Because your man is obviously putting his hands on you as is. And she was like, all I need for you to do is get your selfie game up. And then they taking selfies with a baby carriage in the background. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, so he starts to gain momentum. Plus, it's a win-win situation. And she tells him, she said, you can be in a position where all the men want to be you and all the girls want to sleep with you, right? And he was like, okay, I like that. I'm going to put that in my next song. She said that came from Uncle Clifford. So you make sure if you reference that, you let folks know that Uncle Clifford gave you that, right? Same time, she not talking about what she saw. We don't have to discuss what you saw. But Uncle Clifford, okay, gave birth to what you're seeing. Okay? I may be taking control of my own life, but Uncle Clifford nurtured me to this point. And those words of wisdom came from Uncle Clifford. Again, Uncle Clifford's legacy, we are continually reminded of it, from his relationship with the lady at the nail salon, down at the sheriff's office, and now Mississippi reiterates it to Lil Murda, right? Okay, so we also see where she is raw, like she getting ready to go out there, and she is raw, like she is all about her social media, and she is hyped, and it is tons of photos out there with her and Lil Murda, and they all hugged up and just all over social media. Now, man already let her know when he came down there to bring the baby that he noticed she had been blowing up on social media, that her video was being played everywhere. That's why he wanted her to get out of the game and come on home and breastfeed the baby. You know what I'm saying? Let me take care of you. So of course he watching. Of course he see it. And she was like, why y'all so worried about it? What y'all worried about? And the room fall dead silent. Everybody look at her. We worried about you. We worried about you getting killed by this man. This man, I mean, you got a whole bruise. The one side of your face is darker than the other, boo. And you trying to, at the same time, while you talking about what y'all worried about, you trying to cover it up. They're terrified for you, Mississippi. Okay? The girl still got a plan. She still got a plan. And it's this feeling that even if she gets more licks and gets more bruises, she can survive that. She survived the past ones. It's just enough to get on. At the rate that she's blowing up, she really feels like she can get on and she can get out, and she don't have to worry about him no more. She not thinking about when she go home tonight, he could kill her. She not thinking about the fact that this could be her last night on earth. And the girls in the strip club are more terrified for her than she is for herself. And for me, I don't know, it was a hard thing to watch. It was a hard thing to watch. Um, because I understand her mindset. I understand that she feels like she is working a plan that will get her out. But The girls are terrified, and I'm terrified because people die working a plan all the time. Women are killed and discarded in the midst of working a plan all the time. And when you lose that self preservation mode where you've lost high alert, you've lost being on high alert because you're so used to being wounded and sore and bruised that it becomes the norm, something that's doable. You are in one of the most dangerous places you will ever be in your life. It just that scene where she said, "What y'all so worried about?" and they all got silent and looked at her. It was a moment. It was a moment, right? So then we see her go out and dance, and we see every time she gets on the pole now, she gets on the pole with the same fear. You hear stage actors say it all the time. Like, they're nervous every time they go on stage. It's something wrong if you're not nervous. So every time she goes out there, she's in this sort of low self-esteem moment where she doesn't believe that she can do it. She doesn't believe that they're all here for her and all of this. And it's just like something clicks in her. Something clicks in her where she gets into this mode, this focused zone where she just starts dancing and popping off, and the crowd goes wild. I mean, she's got like 2 grocery bags full of dollar bills that she's gotten off of the floor, right? That people have thrown at her. I mean, people have come, she said, all the way from Biloxi. This is what she's telling Cliff. People came all the way down from Biloxi to see me. Can you believe it? And he was like, Biloxi is right next door, daughter. And she was like, but still, they came to see MISSI. And she's still under that high. She's still under that, that feeling of like, I can really do this. I can really make it. And she said, make me your headliner. Give me one night of headliner. Without Mercedes here, you need a good headliner. And she said, with Lil Murda music behind me and he working on music that I can dance to, we can have a murder night. We'll call the night Murder Night. Now, y'all know the last episode in this season is called Murder Night, right? Okay, we gonna talk about it though. That's 8 and we in 6, so let's just stay right here. But so yeah, and he was like, "Did Lil Murda put you up to this?" And she was like, no, I swear this is all my idea. It's going to be magnificent. Murder night. I'm all get to fly together and I'm going to do the advertisement for it and everything. You don't have to worry about anything. It's going to be such a success. And she strolls off and he was like, child, she is so delusional. I'm so proud of my little girl. I'm so proud of my youngest baby. That's my youngest gal. Okay. And he's still rocking, he's still rocking this gorgeous flowing hair, this Diana Ross mahogany type hair. And it's a good moment. We also get to see where Mississippi and Lil Murda down at the studio now. He was supposed to be to the studio when he went down there to see grandmother and go on a date with Clifford. And they was buzzing his phone, and he was rolling it over. Now, he's supposed to keep his mind on his money. Now, y'all remember his song, Money Over Love. He's supposed to have his mind on that, but he got his mind on Clifford. You know what I'm saying? His nose is wide open. So, now, Mississippi down at the studio with Clifford. And they was like, well, where were you, man? You were supposed to be here, making this music, and It's also like it's a weird energy in the room. It's a weird energy in the room because all these his boys, except for the dude that he beat up. Well, his manager or one of the other dudes referenced the dude that he beat up, and he got slick with Murda, and Murda retorted, and he was like, you know, I ain't none of this other dude that you beat up. Don't get it mixed up. It's a weird energy in the room. At the same time, his manager was like, "You need to be, since you blowing up so bad, so great, and you doing so wonderful and everything. You need to be here making music. Where was you the other day when I was buzzing you, and trying to get you here in the studio to make this music?" And Mississippi was there, and she was like, ah. She sat down in his lap and leaned back on him like she was giving him a dance, and she was like, "He's with me." And they was all looking at him like, "Oh, okay." Now they looking at him like they jealous. Okay. And here's where keeping it real goes wrong. Because the same dudes that run drugs with you, the same dudes that keep a lookout for you, the same dudes that sort of insulate you and protect you and make up a gang, okay, and hang out with you and retaliate with you and man up with you, you know what I'm saying, get locked and loaded with you, are the same people that plot against you. They the same people that can hate on you. And Lil Murda is in a weird place. He's in a dangerous place. Him and Mississippi both. The game that they're playing is dangerous because it doesn't just involve the two of them. There are outside entities that don't want to see Lil Murda lead a hood. They don't want to see him lead a group and do good for himself, to blow up. And it's a big part of them that know, even though they don't say it out loud, flat out, that he ain't into girls either. Okay. And the first opportunity they get to expose that about him, they're going to do it. Then you will find that even though you were ahead of a gang, that you'll find yourself in a wilderness place, baby. A wilderness place, huh? Ooh, woo. My hope is built, on nothing less than Jesus Christ and his righteousness. Okay? Although one man is not an island, still, yet and still, you must be careful. There are enemies in the camp, and the only thing that you can rely on without fail is the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen? Amen. Let's go and talk about Autumn so I can get on off of this thing, child. Listen. Autumn is doing beautifully. Her and Mercedes getting this money. Her and Mercedes looking cute. They are becoming close. They are imparting to one another back and forth. We get to see where Autumn, once she talked to Mercedes about giving her the locker, she gets the locker, and on Mississippi's way out of this room where everybody has this sense of dread for her, on her way out, she sees Autumn in the locker. She was like, "Mercedes ain't gonna want you in her locker." And she was like, "Oh, okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." She said, "You need to be worried about you." And tilts that face to the side, and she sees that bruise. "You need to be worried about covering your own A." And she say, unlike Mercedes, I don't have a problem sharing. And she pulls that gun, the one that Mercedes pointed out when they was in the car earlier. She pulls that little pink gun out and she shows it to her. And she puts it back in the locker, and she tells Mississippi the combination. If you ever need, okay, to get him off of your back, come right down here to 36 15 25. Okay? 36 left, 15 25 left, boo. Okay? And get you this here piece out and get this man up off of you. All right? And it's a moment for Mississippi. So we get to see in this final scene with Autumn. And remember, we've talked about her all along. We've talked about her, this look of longing that she gives Andre when he walks into the diner, and this look of longing he gives her back. We talk about her dropping knowledge on Mercedes and sort of just imparting this wisdom about making, not just making money and counting money, but growing your money and keeping your money moving and protecting that money. Okay, we get to see these moments of vulnerability when she's again talking to Mercedes about her baby and her baby's name, and listening to Mercedes, and just sort of supporting Mercedes in this way. And now we get to see her looking out for Mississippi, saying, girl, I've been beat, okay, and I know how important it is to be able to get a man off of your back. We've talked about her throughout, okay? We know what's going on with Autumn. Now we get to see Autumn at the top of the mounds, and at first we don't recognize her. And then when it comes into scene, we see it's a funny time of day. It's that time of day where you don't know if it's 6 a.m. or 6 p.m., 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. It's that duskish type of time of day, whether you don't know whether the sun just went down or if it's on its way up. Well, it is early in the morning. Okay, and she's called and she's woken Andre up. Now, Andre has had a busy day. Now, he has left the diner and gone down to Kyle Boys and sort of had this moment with them where he gets to see firsthand how Corbin is treated by his brothers. They're all drinking and trying to have a good time. He's there. Andre's there for the signatures, right? And he gets to see one of the Kyle brothers say, Corbin, get me another drink. You know, his mama was the maid, and now you treating him like he's the maid. Every chance you get in conversation and passing and jest, you're letting him know that he is less than, he is subpar, right? They want him to sign. He picks the pen up and he goes to sign, and everybody's waiting for him to sign. He doesn't sign it. He doesn't sign it. He says, I can't sign it. I just don't think this is right. Daddy wanted to keep the land in the family. The best thing for us to do is to lease it, not only for financial reasons, but let's lease it for legacy reason. Daddy wanted the land to stay in the family. The brothers say, screw Daddy, especially after what he did with this family, cheating with your filthy black mama. They don't say it, but they say it. Okay? Get rid of it. Now, he left them plenty of money, but they squandered it. He left them the land. Now they finna squander that too. Okay? You know both of them sit on the board. Corbin don't sit on the board. Okay? And so he's trying to explain further, and the brother pulls out a rifle and points it at his own brother and demands that he signed it. Now, Andre don't know what the hell. He don't know what the hell. Wait. First of all, any signature that you get under these type of duress don't stand. It will not stand. Now, you got to prove it in court, but still it won't stand in court, right? At the same time, he gets the bigger picture all of a sudden. The light sort of comes on for him. He realizes what Corbin is saying. He realizes the type of oppression, even as a family member, that Corbin is under with his brothers. And he said, now, hold on now, boys. Now, hold on now. We gonna, and they point the gun at him. And it's in this moment that Corbin says, it ain't worth it. It's going too far. I'll sign it. And he signs. Okay, we see then where Andre goes back to his hotel room, gets on the computer and talks to the people over at the casino place, and he tells them he could not get the last Corbin brother to sign, but he thinks the best way to go here is to pay to lease the land. Where if we don't get the Corbin land, it's off, and this Chuckalisa is not a good place for the casino. The deal is off. He said, now. This Andre. Just hold that thought. Now we got the Pynk. We got the Pynk for I don't know. I can't remember if he said $200,000 less or $2 million less than we estimated. That's prime real estate. Where the Pynk sits is where the casino is going to sit. Cause see, they trying to build a whole like city. Like Eloise say, it's supposed to be like an amusement park, like a dreamland, like a resort, like this whole thing. But the casino itself gonna sit on top of the Pynk, right? They ain't giving the people, the owner of the Pynk, nada for the land. They just running them off of the land, okay? So you cutting corners there anyway. Now, what I found strange was you goes to bat for Corbin, who is, mixed race. He's half black, half white. You go to bat in conversation for the Kyle land, but you don't go to bat for the Pynk. You go to bat to yield money for the Kyle brothers, which also includes Corbin, but you don't go to bat for the Pynk. You don't go to bat for Clifford. It's only weird because we've seen all of this before, where our own people won't stand up for us, but they'll stand up for a person of a different race. But it's weird because later on we get to see him on the phone on FaceTime with Brittany, who is his wife, which we learned she's doing rotation. So in the medical profession. He says, tell me about your day. Like, tell me about what's going on with you. You never talk about your work. And he said, I saved my company millions and millions of dollars today. And she was like, oh, that's awesome. And he tells her that God Daddy, you're a little old to be calling him God Daddy like that. Yeah, God Daddy. It's weird. It's weird. Is gonna be pissy about it, but I don't care. And she was like, well, you think it's a good idea to be pissing him off? Biting the hand that feeds you. And he was like, Chuckalisa is my home. I grew up here. And she was like, no, Atlanta's your home. And I miss you. I miss your smile. I miss your kiss. He hang up on her. One, because she a woman, her opinion less valuable than his, but he really hangs up on her because he feels like she don't get it. She don't understand him. She want him to come home and he trying to do something for the motherland. Okay. Which is weird because Clifford probably represents a lot more of who Chuckalisa really is in terms of your people than the Cowboys ever could, right? Including Corbin. So, now going back to Autumn, it is this early morning time, and he is in the bed and he gets this call. She's calling him at early morning's light from the mounds, and she says, good morning, Andre. And he was like, oh, good morning. Now he laid in the bed, child, looking like Ralph Angel. And she says, I just called to say thank you. Well, you didn't have to thank me for that food. She said, well, I don't want you to think I don't have good upbringing. And I just want to call and tell you thank you, and also to say goodbye. Well, where are you? I'm here at the mounds. It's so beautiful here. And he says, well, I can just, no. I think we need to leave everything where it is. We're better off this way. And she says, something about you know me, or I know you better. And he said, well, tell my wife that. And she says, I just called to tell you goodbye. Well, I'm going to come out there. No, don't come out here. I just want to say thank you and goodbye. And she hangs up. I was like, oh. Now, at the same time, we see Autumn, get off the phone with Andre with bated breath. It's just a little bit later in the morning, so it's like 7:15 ish, right? And the sun has come up a little bit more, and we see where Maine is coming out of some place, an establishment, and we see Big Boy standing outside the establishment, and Maine comes out, and Big Boy's like, man, I've been waiting on you. I'm sick and tired of wearing this thing. And they go around the side of the building and try to get the bracelet off the leg of Big Boy. I ain't like the way he was talking to him. I ain't like the way he kept calling him his fat A, and you a fat A, and you a fat A, and you eating and all of that. I didn't like that. I ain't care for that too much. You know what I'm saying? It made me not like Maine. I mean, he fine. Oh, he fine. And like Mercedes say, I might not dilly-dally in my own backyard, but I can think about you later and make some stuff happen for myself, But I ain't like the way he was talking to Big Boy. Anywho, he get his bracelet back and he go on back inside of the place, right? But on his way back in, he see all of these postings on the side of the building, kind of missing poster somebody had put up there. And the missing poster was for this person named Haley, okay? And Haley is wanted. It also said Haley is 26 years old. And when he said, he like, what? He noticed that Haley is the same girl that's helping Mercedes, or who he helping get stolen IDs, get this money, working this plan with Mercedes. And that's when the show go off. That's how it ends. It's finna be something, y'all. It's finna be something. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. Now, mind you, I've been telling y'all that Autumn don't have a lot of investment here. I feel like within these last couple of episodes where she sort of involved herself in the crises of others, and also gotten them involved in her own sort of type of personal crisis, that she is grounded a little bit more in the people of Chuckalissa and the boys and girls down at the Pynk. But we don't know yet. 2 more episodes. Next episode is called Last Call for Alcohol. Not really sure what that's going to be about. But we're getting a little bit closer to the final episode, which is going to be called Murder Night, y'all. Murder Night! Murder Night! Y'all tell me what y'all think about this episode. Come on! Okay, I brought the mic right in front. I hope the audio is fine. Y'all let me know. Put it down below. What y'all think about this episode? What y'all think about just how rich and respectful Clifford's legacy is in this episode. I forgot to mention a scene where Big L goes over to Gidget's boyfriend's house, which is really a trap house, where they count the dope out. They measure the dope out and package it up. And Big L, who by the way can get it, okay? That's MizHoney's type. I'm just gonna let y'all know I like big old juicy, I know how to work a grill type dude. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I like a dude that look like he might have committed some crimes in his past, but he love the Lord now. You know what I mean? And he says to the dude when he makes this proposition to him that now that the Pynk may or may not be going away, let me be your new stash. Let me be the person that stash your dope now for you. And the white dude is like, how Uncle Clifford gonna feel about this? And Big L is like, listen, I'm gonna tell Uncle Clifford to tell you the same thing I'm gonna tell Uncle Clifford. And that is, he saved my life one time before, and it's my time to save his life. This again speaks to Clifford's legacy in this town, in Chuckalissa. And I just got a feeling that the people are gonna come together for Clifford. in a real kind of way. I just hope that that same type of respect and community can be transferable in terms of his relationship with Murda. I think it will be on Clifford's end. Murda, on the other hand, is gonna have to make a decision. You gonna either be all in with Clifford, or you gonna have to be all in with your boys. But trying to mix the two, like Clifford said, it's gonna wind up getting somebody killed. But y'all tell me what y'all think of this episode. I know we ran a little bit long today, but y'all know we like to open it up. We like to put that thing up on bricks. We like to get up under that thing, you know what I'm saying? And see how that joker work, you know what I'm saying? Just see a good episode. Y'all tell me what y'all think. How did y'all feel about that situation with Corbin and his brothers? He seems like the only one that loved his dad and honors his dad wishes and things like that. What do you guys think about Andre? We're going to learn a lot more about Diamond and Andre and Lil Murda in season 2. So yeah, that little thing he did with his wife, I was like, Andre, what the heck? What do you guys think about Mercedes and Terica? Are you guys kind of looking at it a little bit different now in terms of age? Like I said, on that tennis court, she looked like a little girl. But when she was standing at that gate, rolling her neck and popping her lips, she did look like she was 16 or 17 to me. Mercedes really stands eye to eye with Terica. And what y'all think about Clifford getting in the bed, child, and business with Patrice? You best to keep your good eye on Patrice. I would keep a Rottweiler on call in case I have to sick him on that heifer. Y'all tell me what you think. Put it down below. And until next time, honey bees. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll holla.